Fun stuff. Possible. It's a powerful word. It's synonymous with hope. It's interchangeable with achievable. And it inspires us to think about potential. Paul, Hugh, and Cher, you all challenged us to think a little bit differently today about what is possible when our community comes together and we live united. But we want to challenge you. We want to challenge you to think about possible in a different way, not as an adjective, but think about possible as a noun, a person that has the potential to become something or do something greater. When we, all together as possibles, provide opportunities for all of our community's children across all socioeconomic levels, and making sure that all children in the community that are challenged and on the bubble for being able to read proficiently have the support that they need. Because we know that if we can help those kids that are on the bubble, that we have a chance to make a difference and narrow that achievement gap. And because we live united, last year 589 children in our community had access to the North Dakota Reading Corps. And that program, because of that program, over 89% of those children are currently reading today at or above their appropriate grade level. Before third grade, we know that kids are learning to read, and after third grade, we know that they're reading to learn. This program has the outcomes. It has the return on investment that we can all be proud of as we continue to work to change the future of our future workforce. Because we live united, 130 mothers in this community with their children, like Alex and like Ren, they are receiving mentorship, and they're receiving the experiences that they need in order to be healthy families and raise healthy children. And these 130 kids that are going through this program, think about this, they are going to be in kindergarten classes across the community. They're going to be in kindergarten classes with your kids, with your friends' kids, and your family's kids, maybe even your neighbor's kids. By giving them this opportunity, they're starting out right. And working with the Nurse Family Partnership Program, they're starting out on the right track. Through this investment in the program, we all, as possibles, can make sure that families have an opportunity to close the achievement gap and also break the cycle of poverty in our community. Narrowing that achievement gap, slowing the cycle of poverty, and making sure that we are able to help meet the basic needs of our community with food, shelter, and safety. We know that that can't happen without you and other possibles that are getting involved with our work and investing your time and investing your energy with us to share the Live United movement across the community and make sure that we bring others into our work. And we appreciate and enjoy working with you all so much, and we enjoy getting to know each and every one of you that step forward to live united in this community. And it's been a lot of fun to actually get to know one volunteer in particular. Natlie Gansky is right over there. And Natlie, our whole team has had the pleasure of getting to know you. And you get to work with amazing other volunteers and United Way volunteers from Wells Fargo Banker Connection, and we appreciate you. Natalie's experiences and her connections, her collisions that she has cultivated through her Live United experience has had a really deep impact on her. But it hasn't just impacted her, it's also impacted her husband and her daughter. And Natlie was so moved by her opportunity to volunteer in the school supply drive that she actually took some time to write down her thoughts. And she actually shared them with us. And they so inspired our team, our United Way team, that we just had to share them with all of you today. So Natlie, I hope you don't mind. A little late to ask that, right? But Natlie, we want to share your thoughts because they were so impactful. This is what Natlie said. She said, I haven't always been a passionate member of United Way. She said, I grew up understanding that the United Way was the red thermometer that stood in the corner parking lot at the grocery store in my hometown of South Dakota. Even as an adult, I never really understood the power and the impact that United Way has on its community. For most of my adult years, I made my donations, I participated in my campaign events, and felt as though I had done my part. It wasn't until I volunteered to help during the 2013 school supply drive when everything changed. 2 interactions touched my heart, and the memory will stay with me forever. The first interaction was with a young 3rd grade girl. Her and her mother approached the table, and volunteers next to me received the request. As I stood there and I watched the little girl's eyes, they beamed as the volunteer searched through a pile for the special pink one. As she walked back with the pink backpack bedazzled with hearts and stars and sparkles, the little girl immediately began to giggle and hugged her mom. The little girl covered her face with her hands as the backpack was set on the table. And I thought it was maybe because she didn't know how to react. Maybe she was shy, or maybe she was embarrassed. It wasn't for a few seconds before I realized that it was neither of those. She was overwhelmed with joy. The moment she reached across the table and she picked up that backpack, her backpack, my heart was touched. Her and her mom stood there and they hugged and they laughed and they giggled. And as the mother graciously stated her thanks, just as they were turning around to walk away, the mother leaned down and whispered something to her little girl. And the little 3rd grade girl, with the largest smile that her little face could fit, said, "Thank you." My second interaction was with a single mother who approached our line. And my dear friend and fellow 35 under 35, Kim Bush, was accepting the registration form. And we read it together. It said, 1 male backpack, kindergarten. Both Kim and I instantly smiled, and we expressed our excitement for this mother's little kindergartner. The mother said that her little boy was so excited to start school, but she was having a hard time letting go of her little boy. As I ran back to the pile of backpacks, I saw one corner sticking out ever so slightly, and I saw reds and greens and blues, and it was calling my name, and I picked it up and I started walking back toward the table. When I held it up, the mother instantly covered her mouth. She couldn't believe it. It was a backpack covered in Spider-Man, Superman, and all of the other action figures her little boy loved so much. And her words exactly, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna love it." Her eyes filled with tears. And then she asked, "Is everything in here?" Almost out of shock, as if she wasn't expecting it to already be filled. And I replied, "Everything you need is in there. Your kindergartner is set and ready for school." She replied, "This is so amazing. What all of you do is so amazing." I soaked in the experience, and I had to gather myself as every ounce of strength in my body to not let that tear roll down my face, and my throat was pounding. It might just be pens, pencils, notebooks, folders, and backpacks to some, but to families who receive these, they are a lifeline, a preparedness, a joy, a saving grace, a step in the right direction. And I will never forget my first experience with the United Way School Supply Drive. It has solidified my belief in living united. And I knew it was my responsibility to do more and to share this experience with my husband and my 3-year-old daughter. I want her to know what it means to live united. Natlie, you have been a school supply drive volunteer. You have been a co-employee campaign coordinator for the Wells Fargo Banker Connection team, a participant in the 35 under 35 Women's Leadership Program, a co-lead for the volunteer management of Share a Story, a member of the 2014 campaign cabinet, and a member of this year's school supply drive. You did all of this in just 1 year. That's pretty amazing. It was possible, wasn't it? You know, somebody once told me that you have time for whatever you make the time for. I truly believe that, and I truly believe that, Natlie, you exemplify that dedication to our community. Thank you. But that's not all, folks. That's not all. She ended this with a powerful reminder. She said, it's important to continue to help people make Live United connections. Connections can be made at any time through social media, through volunteering at events, participating during programs, helping a family member that's needing direct assistance from a program, encouraging team members to contribute. It's always around us, and it's our responsibility to recognize these moments of opportunity and to act on them. I truly believe that when we, as people, can make this connection and understand the big picture and have an emotional connection to this cause, that's when the magic happens. After all, we are all connected because we share the same community. It's where we live, it's where we breathe, it's where we play, it's where we laugh, it's where we cry. And it's our responsibility to ensure its success. Oh, thank you, Natlie. Thank you so much for reminding us about how important collisions are, how important connections are in this community, in our community. You know, Hugh mentioned that everyone in this room has about 120 social connections. And I know some of you, and I know a lot of you have a lot more than 120. But what I would tell you is if we all took the time to make one Live United tweet, one Live United Facebook post, one Live United Instagram, that today the group here in this room could reach more than 100, but 84,000 people. 84,000 people with one post. And it would go so much further than that. Are we bold enough? Are we bold enough to share this message that we've heard today and to ensure that the future of our community is healthy? Are we bold enough to be dedicated to all the kids in this community and make sure that they have the opportunity to explore and to reach their full potential? As possibles, are we bold enough to share our own experiences with others and to inspire them to join the movement? I challenge you, let's be bold. The mission is possible, and we need you. We need you to take that message and share it with others. And I challenge you and ask you, be the one. And together we will impact the lives of thousands of children and families in this community. And I tell you that it is possible. Be bold. Be the one. Live united.